this is something I wanted to address. For one, I honestly think that people don't really understand who it extends to and how this applies to everyone rather than just some. Oftentimes I see people who basically will try to claim that colorism exists for basically black people who are dark skinned, right? They think that it's a real thing and it's just specifically to dark skinned black people. The problem is with this is that anti-glackness and the negativity towards black phenotypes extends to all black people, okay? Okay, so when I was 15, and I would use sometimes some other people's photos, like my classmates and things of that nature. She was biracial. She's so biracial that she's very light-skinned. When I was 5 years old, it took me till my mother told me that she was black to recognize, oh yeah, she is black. I'm just letting you know how non-black the girl looked. She's, I think, half white. I think her mom is white, right? And her dad is black. I never saw her mom, to be honest. So I don't know if her mom is white for sure. But I do think her mom was white. But anyway, she was very, very light-skinned. She wasn't light-skinned like a white person, but she was just very light-skinned. Anyway, when I was 15, I used her photos at times. I would use different people's photos different times, just to see how people react to them and things of that nature, be it anyone for that matter. But specifically with her, when I would use her photos, I would get the same racist, negative response as any other black person. Pictures of monkeys, people saying that she looked like some rapper, people attacking her nose and lips, saying she has a nose and lips, nigger nose, and stuff like that. So, I mean, they are attacking her, features. This is not specific on a skin tone, okay? It's not like, just like, because she is very light-skinned, they were not going to recognize her Afrocentric features. They weren't going to say she was ugly because she's black, kind of thing. They didn't just say, oh, no, we can't say that because she's light-skinned. No, they just say that. They say that to people who physically look black, basically. Now, every now and then you might get a Hispanic who might see differently because they see mixed people differently because they're mixed and they're not white. But I am referencing white people here. That's why I mean, saying that we live in a world that negatively views dark-skinned black women. That's not quite true here. I think honestly it's more so like dark-skinned black women are treated with negativity just the same as someone my complexion or someone lighter, I've experienced that so many times. I mean, saying that society will see, dark-skinned black women in a negative light because they're black features. Well, if somebody sees black features negatively, they're going to see my features as negatively just as much as the dark-skinned black girls. And you're going to see, honestly, there's also one component to this. Because of the idea that dark-skinned black women are going to deal with it worse, people will come to the aid of a dark-skinned black person more. Also, dark-skinned black people will help each other out when it comes to these kind of situations. They will kind of they have kind of like a sense of togetherness more, so to speak. So it's just like, when you're getting attacked as a brown-skinned black girl, no one actually sides with you. it seems like, from my perspective. No one, because it's like a lot of the time dark-skinned black people will attack brown-skinned black people for their phenotype, because it's a different situation going on there. It could be internalized racism, I guess you could say. And, you'll see white people attack brown-skinned black people. You'll see light-skinned black people attack brown-skinned people. You see all sorts of people attack brown-skinned black people. You'll see many light-skinned people who get attacked by white people. And sometimes with white people, with the light-skinned black people, because they're so light-skinned, sometimes white people want to make a statement to define that they are black and just to point it out stronger with them, because they don't want them to move over to the side of whiteness. So they will be extra picky on their blackness, basically. You can see this also with Hispanic people. Sometimes they can get that way with brown-skinned black people. Same situation. It's a crossover, and basically people in this society where they think like that people should be adhering to hierarchy, they want to basically uplift that hierarchy as well as they can and support it as much as they can. They don't want anyone going beyond those parameters, basically. So that's why those people will get attacked basically really hard. All the different gatekeeping basically makes it where other people who are basically near that supposed gate will get attacked. Now, it can also be that, for example, also if you are considered light-skinned, but you are on the darker end, you'll get attacked heavily by light-skinned people because you're dark for a light-skinned person, basically. So there's so many different things and different aspects to this whole situation. It's not just everybody throws tomatoes at dark-skinned black people. I think honestly they get more protected because people are like, oh no, you don't do that kind of thing. A lot of light-skinned people who are colorist will not show it to dark-skinned black people because they understand they control things, and they fear them, honestly. And they were taught to basically hold that side of them in. But when it comes to, say, someone who's brown-skinned or someone who is on the darker end of light skin, they will basically show their true colors, basically. So, I don't really think it's just like that dark-skinned black people deal with all that, like the brunt of everything. Because there's so many different other dynamics that dark-skinned black people have no clue on because they never even experienced it. So how can it be that they have it the worst when they don't even know about certain things that can happen because they're dark? There's so many different dynamics, And I understand you wouldn't know those dynamics either. Another thing I wanted to mention on the whole jealousy thing, you were saying how you didn't experience colorism yourself or from lighter skinned people, but you have to realize that sometimes there's also other aspects to it, like features. Features are a big thing, and I've seen you before and how you have much more, I guess you could say, finer features. So that can also play into the whole situation sometimes. Sometimes, for example, you might have someone who is lighter skinned, but they have broader features. And that's what I was trying to explain to you. Sometimes it's not really about skin tone in those situations. It's more about who looks like something else, basically. Light-skinned black people don't automatically look non-black. Many light-skinned black people look more black than dark-skinned black people. So that's why, to me, I've always noticed, it can be more jealousy from someone who may have, certain facial features, certain hair, as opposed to, say, a dark-skinned person with different hair and different facial features that are more, that are less ethnic, basically. More Eurocentric, I guess you could say. And then, there's also the people who are basically, who are brown-skinned, and light brown-skinned for that matter, who had that whole dynamic too. It's all about different factors that factor into this whole thing. That's why I don't believe in colorism, because it doesn't even pertain to race, really, because race doesn't define isn't defined by color, you know. Race is actually defined by your facial features and your hair texture somewhat. Even though people straighten their hair so much that it's mostly focused on the facial features, I think skin tone is something that people hold on to feel better than others, maybe, or to seek power over others. Like in dark-skinned black women and dark-skinned black men's case, many of the time they can seek power over another who is lighter by claiming, for example, that they are, one, the most protected group, and two, the one that has security over blackness and the identity of blackness, even if they don't truly have more black in them. By having this, you get a carte blanche, one, to say whatever you want racially. Secondarily, they can never be perceived as being racist to people who are lighter, basically. So they can say basically any racist or colorist or featurist or whatever you want to call it term to another lighter skinned black person, and they can completely get away with it simply because they are seen as a standard of blackness, therefore unable to be racist to anyone. While someone who is lighter and complected, we're kind of seen like, yes, we're black, so compared to other races, we can't be racist to other races, kind of. That's not always the case, though, in my experience. Not always, but many of the time it is seen that way. But on top of it, it's just that dark-skinned black people will, attack basically people of like dark-skinned black people will get attacked by other people of other complexions that are lighter complected. That's going to be put on us more than it would be put on a dark-skinned black person. So you see how that equates to power, because anyone can turn a situation into that and they can claim anything, basically, even if they were the ones who were saying something racist, for example. So that's why I'm saying there's power in that. And then there's also some light-skinned black people and brown-skinned black people feel like they don't have any benefit. So light-skin privilege is a great idea for them because it's like at least you have some type of privilege. The sad thing is it's not even real. It's just a security blanket some of them use to feel better, but it doesn't even change anything. The dynamic is still the same, and to me, at the end of the day, the dark-skinned people really are the ones who have the power, by representation, by expectation, and things of that nature. So that's all I'm saying in my perspective, how I see this. Also, as a side note, I wanted to say North Africans aren't mixed. They can be predominantly, or if not all, North African. It's just people native to North Africa and the Middle East are considered Caucasian. On Robert Cordon, you are correct, I think, on that. I agree with that, definitely, that no matter what complexion we are, we deal with whatever we dealt with at the time that was racist or what else. So that's all I have to say in this video. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, everyone, and have a great day. Bye.